The FSCA, South Africa's financial regulator, has given crypto companies operating in South Africa 6 months to apply for a license. Applications opened in June. By November 30th, any company without a license can be fined or even face jail time. The regulation is aimed at protecting investors.
Unfortunately, just with the nature of crypto, consumers have been susceptible to a lot of scams. So in our case, we do need the regulation. And the regulation is trying to address two buckets. So the first bucket is the actual consumer protection piece. And then the second bucket is the anti-money laundering piece.
In recent years, South Africa has seen a rise in cryptocurrency scams and has also been a target for money laundering schemes.
Sadly, there have been a lot of these companies that pop up, scam people, use the funds and disappear. We've seen this on the international scale as well. But this is why we welcome the regulation, because if you want to offer those services, at least the customer can check, are you licensed? If you're not licensed, as an informed customer, I'm not going to deal with you and I'm not going to trust you with safeguarding my funds.
Even though South Africa lags other African countries like Nigeria and Kenya in terms of crypto investment, the regulator is insisting on more protection.
Customers would still have control of their funds, and there would still be that decentralized nature. What's important to note is that the FSCA is not saying we are regulating crypto assets. We are regulating the provision of services of crypto assets. And so it's just more to put further obligations on the service provider than the customer themselves. There would be more transparency now in the industry.
Alongside protecting consumers, the regulation will also place South Africa in a better position with international watchdogs like the Financial Action Task Force.
What the FATF wants to see is South Africa complying with what they call the travel rule. And what the travel rule says is we need to know who initiates the transaction and who receives the transaction. So at any given time when this transaction is taking place, crypto asset service providers need to know who are the players within that transaction chain, because that's how we're going to deal with all of our money laundering issues.
The regulator has already received a bunch of applications and will allow those companies that have applied to continue operating while they wait for their approval. Crypto companies found operating without a license can be fined up to $500,000 or face a jail term of up to 10 years. Smita Nadu, CGTN, Johannesburg, South Africa.